Hey everybody, we're going to start with our newest recipe for our See You in Hell Mexican Cocina Mexicana. Hope you enjoyed our last one, the birrias tacos, See You in Hell tacos. Today we're going to do Rellenos de Rage, chili rellenos, to go along with the second song on See You in Hell, Rage. So Rellenos de Rage, which means full of rage, by the way. So we're going to get together our ingredients here. It's pretty easy. It's not as labor intensive as our last one or our next one will be, because we're kind of hungry. So this one won't be as lengthy. I would have gotten poblano chiles, but they didn't have them anywhere around here, so I'm using just a long, mild chili pepper that we will be toasting, roasting, and stuffing with a mixture of black beans, frijoles negros, and Mexican rice. Easy way to go, Mexican rice, but we'll soup that up a little bit. And some chorizo sausage from the Albert Street butcher. Danny gives me some beautiful sausages. First of all, we're going to take this sausage out of the case, and because it sautés up beautifully if you take it out of the casing. And we're going to do it up with onion and garlic, cebolla y ajo. So we're chopping up our onions here and our garlic with that beautiful Japanese knife, direct from Tokyo. Carefully avoiding missing any fingers, because as a guitarist, I do always need my fingers. We'll take this onion, toss it into some hot oil there. Got the pan, nice cast iron skillet going, and the onions will cook down a bit. Our garlic, we can just throw the garlic in as it is, because it'll just pop out of those the little paper wrap. Now the chilies, we're going to do something special with. It's great to char your chilies first. So you can do that directly over the flame. Get that flame here. Just hold them directly over the flame, set it on the grill. And we want to basically char that skin off. So we're going to do that right here. And once you see it start blackening, you can see it is starting to blacken slightly. A lot of times in Mexico, they cook over open flame. They'll blacken tortillas or toast tortillas right over the open flame. Cooking down this onion and garlic here. I'll add a little Tajin Mexican seasoning in there. We'll get a few more spices together there as well. We're gonna grind up some spices. We have our basil here that came out of the garden. That's a nice bunch of basil that we had hanging the whole time we were on tour. We're gonna put this in our molcajete with coriander, some cumin, as they would say in Mexico, and also a little bit of white peppercorns here. These are great herby spices from over at Watts Fresh. And we're going to put this in here, and to get it all juiced up, we're going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar here, just to moisturize it all. Our onions and garlic are sizzling behind me. I did turn them down. They're starting to get a little more translucent. We'll give them a little bit more here. Now we'll take our molcajete and grind this stuff beautifully here. Coriander, dried basil, fresh coriander. Crushing those peppercorns, get some good flavor out of them, the white peppercorns. I think I'll also add a little bit of whole nutmeg here. Get whole nutmeg, of course it grinds beautifully into releasing a lot of flavor. Cut off a nice section of fresh nutmeg there. Throw that into the mix. Back on the pestle. Of course, they know these molcajetes have been used since Aztec times. There were some in the museum in Mexico City that were used to grind corn for tortillas, all kinds of stuff. So get that into a nice paste there. And give it some muscle. We'll put a little bit of energy into our Rellenos de Rage, chili Rellenos de Rage. How's this looking? Yeah, look, we're starting to get that charred stuff on the peppers here. Back to the pestle. More of a pestle. You know, you could put this into a NutriBullet or a grinder, whatever, if you like. Now we're going to take the sausage, now that these onions have started to brown a slight bit. Give it that flavor. We're going to pull the garlic out of its paper, out of its edge. Oh yeah, it's starting to rust. Smells beautiful. Look at that. Pull this out. I'll go ahead and add that in, grind that into my spices as well, just to get it on point. A couple more garlic cloves. Exquisito. Que rico. So many ways to say delicious in Spanish. You have rico, which is tasty, so I guess tasty cheese would be queso rico. You have delicioso. How's our peppers doing over here? Yeah, they're starting to blister up nicely. I'll move them around a little bit on the flame. Give this garlic a nice mash into the spice mixture, the coriander, nutmeg, basil, and white peppercorn. We'll put that aside for a second. Now I'm going to take my sausages. I mean, Danny makes them up snack style like most Aussies would do it. But we're going to take the meat out of the sausage because that way it can access those fats and get even more flavor. So we're going to take them out of there, out of the casing, out of the little intestines, I guess, that they put them into. And now we're going to chop that into smaller pieces, more of a ground chorizo pork. Toss that into the onion mixture there, which we're going to stir around. These things are still toasting. We'll get the second sausage in there. I think it'll come apart nicely, so we'll just throw it right in there. Grab that skin, peel that thing off just like a condom, I guess. And throw that into the pan. Now we'll put all our spices in as well. How are these looking? Yep, burning away. Burning our peppers. Taking the spice mixture, cilantro, peppercorn, nutmeg, garlic. Now we're going to cook up our chorizo till it's nice and brown with the onions there. Also going to add a little bit of our homemade adobo sauce that we made up. If you watched our last show for the See You and Tell tacos, this is a nice thick paste of dried chilies and vinegar. Lots of goodies in there. Mix this stuff all together. This is going to come up beautifully, I can tell already. We're going to take the easy route on the black beans. We have dried black beans, and I could cook them, but when you cook beans, you have to keep changing the water to get those ricin poison off the outside. That's the stuff that makes you fart. This is going to be a beautiful filling here, I can tell already. It's going to be a bueno relleno. So cooking that up, turn the peppers yet again. And we're just going to use some, what was available, some Carmelina black beans. Just straight there. And our Ben's original Mexican rice, which was on sale and is so much easier. Just stick that in the microwave. So we'll just keep cooking down this chorizo a little longer. Get it nice and brown. It's already starting to brown. Smell of cumin, cilantro, coriander. We'll be growing some more of that this year. We keep our herb garden right outside the kitchen there for easy access. So I'm going to take these charred peppers, and they're pretty well good to go. I'll char this into this one. And yeah, it's getting some of the moisture out as well. And we will throw those in, scrape a little bit of that burnt stuff off, not too much, rinse them, maybe put them in an ice bath, because that helps knock it off real quickly. But we'll be back in a minute. Our chilies are nice and toasted now, and our peppers. So we'll take off a little bit of this blackened skin. A little bit doesn't hurt, adds a little bit of flavor. We'll take off the lion's share of this. Oh, beautiful, coming out nicely. Then we'll take preheat our oven up. About 180, 200. We want these to bake nicely, so but not too long because I am hungry. There we go. That one's ready to go. And we'll carefully leave the stem on to make it easy. And we'll carefully slice through one layer so we'll be able to get into these and stuff them. So you have a nice little pocket there for your filling. Put that on the pan over here. Let's do the second pepper. Like I said, typically if you're doing an authentic chili relleno or relleno de res, you would use poblano chilies, which we do have. A poblano is the same as an ancho once it's dried. An ancho is a dried poblano, and we do have anchos in our adobo sauce. So we got this little pocket ready to go to be filled with stuff. You can take the seeds and the veins out, but you know what? These are not hot peppers, so I'm going to leave them in, leave more flavor. If you were using a poblano, you might want to take out a portion of those chilies seeds, because the veins actually carry the heat and store it in the seeds of a pepper. And of course you can save seeds like we do and plant them in the garden. So our peppers are ready to be stuffed. Our chorizo mixture is getting nice and brown. Oh yeah, that's going to be wonderful. So I'm ready to put the rice in the microwave and heat up some beans as well. So we've got our beans in the pan here, and of course the meat's seasoned really nice. These are all going in the same thing, so cooking them in the same pot anyway. But the beans need a little more, so I'm going to take some tomatillas. Of course, it's not the time of year to get fresh tomatillas, but I will take some canned tomatillas and put those in with the beans. Add a little Yucateca green jalapeño. Give that a nice stir. It's kind of like adding a salsa verde to it. Salsa verdes are typically made with tomatillas. Kind of like a green tomato, but not really. We will grow them this year, but during the season, once spring, I know it's officially the first day of spring here, but it's really not. Spring doesn't come until the 22nd of September. So we're going to take our rice now and put it in the microwave and get it ready. And we'll stuff our chilies, add some cheese, and we're getting close. So the tomatillas that we used, La Costana, got those from Poblano Mexicano down in Melbourne, but they were delivered right to our door. I used to use Colby cheese on everything, but Eric Molina taught me that It does melt well, don't get me wrong. Colby is great, and sometimes I do use Colby, but Eric taught me that mozzarella cheese is the closest thing to the queso de Oaxaca, which is what they typically use. Well, usually you have to pay extra for it in a lot of Mexican cooking. Grate that cheese up. That's going to be the final topping on our beautiful mozzarella. This is cooked down nicely. Chilies are ready to be stuffed. So I'm going to get the rice out, and we'll get the product ready to go into the oven. Yep, our rice is cooked up. Typically Mexican rice has some peas in it, so we're going to add a few peas just to get some nice, delicious, just easy can of peas. And I'm not a huge pea fan, but it's good for you. So we'll stir that up in there. Maybe a few more. And this would be very similar to what you might get in Mexican seasoned rice. Has a little bit of chili, a little bit of cumin, all that kind of stuff. That's good to go, nice and steaming. Let's pack our rellenos. Okay, time to pack the peppers. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? We'll start with, oh, that's beautiful. We'll start with the rice on the bottom, and I may speed the camera up here because otherwise this could get a little boring. So we're going to put a nice layer of rice down there with the peas. Just filling these up like a little envelope, a little love letter from a Mexican kitchen. Down into the bottom of the pocket. These are going to rest more in the oven, of course, and allow all those flavors to blend in together. Here we go. We got a rice layer there. Get the other chili going. Our rice layer put together. Now we're going to go ahead and add our meat layer, our chorizo. We've got our chorizo layer here. And I'll have a little bit extra, but that's not going to be bad. I'll use that scrambled up in some huevos revueltos, scrambled eggs. Later in the week, I'm not going to have much left anyway. Now we're going to top it off with the beans, with the tomatillas, black beans, frijoles negros, y tomatillas. We're in for a delicious lunch here, Stace. Almuerzo. That's the word for lunch. Desayuno is breakfast. Almuerzo is lunch. And la cena is dinner. Now, all that's left to do is, look at that. It looks just beautiful. Now we're just going to put that mozzarella cheese on top and spread that out, and that's going to tie it all together. And we're ready for the oven here. I don't think I need to add any more seasoning on the top of that because I tasted the chorizo and that blend of cilantro and cumin and white pepper and basil. Oh, I know what we can do. we'll take a tiny bit of, this goes a long way. This is Poblano Mexico, dried Mexican oregano. And we'll add a little sprinkling of that on top, just to put the final touch on. Here we go. A little bit of Mexican oregano on the top. That'll probably be the first thing to hit the tongue. So we're ready to go into the oven. We'll let that sit in there for, it won't need long, everything's cooked. So maybe we'll just let that rest in there for about 15 minutes. And I think we'll have rellenos de rage. I'm going to want a little crunch with the chili rellenos. And of course, no Mexican meal is complete without some corn tortillas. So we have some beautiful blue corn tortillas here that we got from Poblano Mexicano. Very nice and thin, so they'll crisp up nicely. So get a couple of those and throw them in the oven as well. There we go. Oh, these are nice and moist. I'll throw these little pieces in there as well. We'll put those on the pan and start toasting them along with the chilies. All right, everything's all ready, fresh out of the oven. It's time to plate our rellenos. But first we're going to just put down a nice layer of salsa verde, La Costina salsa verde, just to make a nice base. Put a nice little spiral of that. There we go. Now we shall get the chilies on the plates. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Don't miss any of this goodness. And just for presentation, we're taking a nice crisped up blue corn tortilla to put in like that. And there we go. Rellenos de rage. I'll list all the ingredients in the description, but you know, you can modify this to suit yourself however you like. Basically, you know, stuff your rage with whatever you like. See you next time. I think the next Resignators recipes for the See You in Hell 15th anniversary to follow along with the song titles. I think the next ones will be Sins of the Father Mole. So, yep. Oh, Resignators, See You in Hell, Rellenos de Rage. Provecho!